Hey everyone, I'm going to show you how I create my technique with polka dots and my drip technique. If you look at this mug, the way that I decorated this mug is I took it out of the bisque kiln, then I painted this little snake on here, then I added polka dots. You would put underglaze down or preferably a matte glaze down because your clay is a low fire clay and it won't be vitrified, meaning you'll get staining and some bacteria will get into the clay body if you don't cover it. So I would put a matte glaze, meaning not a shiny glaze, down in the background, and then you can put shiny dots on top and it looks really cool. I'll also show you how to do this, create this kind of dripping. So here's the lidded jar that I started to decorate in the first video. One thing that I'm noticing with a couple classes that started glazing already, people are leaving bare spots. Do not leave bare spots. Look really carefully and make sure that there's no chalky white clay showing through, because it might look okay now, but when it comes out of the kiln and parts of your pot are shiny or look finished and other parts look raw, you're just not going to be happy. So just be extra careful. Make sure that you cover all of your surface with glaze. So this is like a matte patina glaze, and then I'm going to put dots of shiny over it. So I would just go like this. And you can put them close together or far apart, really up to you. And that's how you get that look. Another technique that's, and I would do the whole thing, you know, so you could put it on a banding wheel too if you want. Another technique is the drip technique. But before I show you that, I want to just clarify something. On this lidded jar, it's going to be similar to your teapot. You're going to make sure that you don't glaze the lid onto your teapot. You don't want to do that. So the way to avoid that is, there's two ways to avoid that. One way to avoid that is to not glaze, especially if your lid fits tightly. Do not glaze this area or this area, okay? And a nice way to make it neat is to take a pencil and create an outline. I'm gonna show you how to do that. Imagine where your lid fits on the flange. Put your ring finger on the edge of your lid and then twist and pencil burns off on the firing. Then what you're gonna do is take your glaze and only glaze inside. Just like this. And inside this. Now, you might notice that I am brushing the inside. We pour glaze on the inside of our teapot, but we brush glaze on the inside of our mugs or anything we can actually reach. Just like that. Once this is dry, I can put this on here. And then similarly, I'm going to take my pencil and create an edge where my glazing or my glaze should not be. And then I'm gonna glaze from this edge out only. Okay? Then your lid will fit really, really nicely. So I'm gonna take this glaze, just put it on that edge. This happens to be a crystalline glaze. So there's little crystals in it. You might think that your glaze is contaminated if you're using a crystalline glaze. Actually, it's not. You want those crystals on your pot. Otherwise, you won't get that nice variation. I'll show you what I mean by that. See those little dots of color? That's what they look like before they're fired. Isn't that amazing? And they just melt. So I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna make sure that I've covered every little white chalky bit. People worry about glazing outside of the lines. It's actually more important to just cover, even if you have to cover up a little bit of what you already did on a different surface, or even you have time, just go back and fix your glaze and make sure, like I could go back and get the patina glaze and fix the clay body. I mean, fix the glaze on the body of the pot. And there we go. I'm not going to glaze this part because this is within 1/4 of an inch of the bottom of my pot. Definitely do not glaze this foot. If you have a deep foot, you can glaze the inside, but that's kind of daring. So it could melt and stick to the shelf, but if you have a really deep foot, then you could do that. Okay. Then the top of the lid, I'm not gonna glaze any of this, but I'll just glaze the top of the lid. And you know, maybe you, like this would be a nice area to hand paint and underglaze like a design. That might look really great. Just what's important is just really take your time. And you wanna put 2 coats of glaze on. I'm not gonna demonstrate both of the coats because you guys would just be bored watching me glaze like a second coat. So just pretend like I did it. 2 coats of everything. That helps guarantee that you don't have any bare spots too. A big place where students tend to leave bare spots, now that we're done with how to glaze a lid, inside the handle. Don't forget to glaze inside the handle. You really want to look at this at an angle. Make sure you get the whole thing. This has some black glaze on it already, so I'm just kind of putting this glaze on top. I have no idea what this is gonna look like, but it's kind of exciting. That's the fun thing about ceramics. It goes in the kiln looking one way and it comes out looking totally different. I'm trying real hard to not touch the wet glaze. You can also work on a banding wheel. That helps a lot. Sorry, I'm so sniffy. I've been cleaning today and...
Are you still playing
dust? What's that? And I got some dust, little allergy attack from the dust. Another thing you can do is if there's no glaze inside your cup, you can put your hand in there and kind of hold it like this. And then make sure you glaze the whole inside. So you're gonna get inside the handle, outside the handle. Make sure you get the whole thing. Now I'm gonna show you guys how I put the drips on to get this look. This tends to be really popular on my pottery that I sell. You definitely need a banding wheel. Make sure your banding wheel is nice and clean. You don't want to put glazeware. You don't want to put your glazeware anywhere near a dirty banding wheel, because if clay gets on your glaze, you'll have unfavorable results. And drip gate glaze. Let's get kind of different with this. I think I'm gonna put yellow drip glaze. Oh, this is really stirred well, so I don't even need to stir this. I'm gonna wash my brush really, really well. Always wash your brushes. One thing is please, please, please wash your brushes really well. See how long it's taking me just to wash one brush? I'm getting all of the glaze out. If I'm glazing and some of the bristles fall out of the paintbrush, it's okay, because they'll just fire out in the kiln. Here we go. I'm gonna show you the technique. So you get the whole rim, glaze the whole rim first. And just a heads up, you absolutely do not have to sponge your bisqueware every day. Once you've sponged it once, you don't have to sponge it the next day. Even if you don't glaze it that day, you don't have to. I usually sponge all of my bisqueware and then put it away, put it in a nice clean bin. Make sure your bin is really nice and clean. And then I don't have to go back and sponge again. So this is what you do. Take your glaze, really load up your brush, use a small one like this, and then you twist your brush on the edge of your lip, just like that. If you want it to be longer drips, you do it again in the same spot. Twist, twist. Doesn't that look super cool? Twist. So I'm pushing it against the lip of the pot and twisting my brush at the same time. Twisting. And then I actually really like doing it on the handle too, but I won't show you that because most of us don't have a double handle like this. And there you go. Woohoo! Then I have to glaze the inside. And I think I'm just gonna glaze that black. So remember, the black and clear you can pour in. I'm gonna save myself some time here. I'm just gonna pour a little tiny bit in because I don't wanna actually pour this out. And then I'm gonna drag it up the sides of my mug. Woo! Just like that. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be beautiful. I cannot wait to see what this looks like when it comes out of the kiln. Dragging that glaze up the side. Any extra? It's gonna go like this. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see what this is gonna look like. So cool, right? I'm gonna wash my brush. I know I sound like a broken record, but you're gonna wash your brush like over and over and over. Like every single glaze you use, wash your brush really, really well. It's the only way that people won't get their glaze contaminated. Just one speck of black in a clear would wreck everything for a student's pot. So I'm actually gonna show you this. I'm putting soap on my hand and just scrubbing the bristles on my hand. Every brush you need to wash like this, like really, really well. Get the extra off, make sure that looks really great. And that's about it. So just remember to read your glaze sheet every day, and you'll have really successful glazing. Put it in the kiln room on a shelf that says glazeware to be fired, and you'll, I'm sure, have great results, and it'll be exciting to see how your work looks when it comes out of the kiln.